Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Monday. Susan Simons back from vacation.
Hello.
Missed a little excitement around here last week.
I know, I was worried sick about everybody while I was traveling. It's very unsettling when you're away and you turn on the national news and the lead story is from home. Was everything okay at your house?
Yeah, everything okay. Fortunately, you had some neighbors check on yours.
Yeah, we called our neighbors. We asked them to go down and check on our basement, and luckily for us, everything was okay.
You're kind of higher up, and it's more west of the town.
Right.
That was hardest
in Fitchburg, right? But I saw some of the video. It was just unbelievable.
Yeah, and it's not over yet.
No, it's not. It's not. So.
Here's what's making news on this Monday. A forecast for more storms in the next 24 hours. Madison officials are hoping we can avoid more dramatic flooding.
The flag at the White House has been lowered, raised, and now lowered again as the president issues a statement honoring John McCain.
And to control unwanted addictive medications, you can now get drug deactivation pouches. Eric Franke, you will explain what those are, what that's about.
Let's take a look outside today. Was it hot.
Oh, it's just
hot and humid today.
It's miserable out there. The weather words for today: rounds of storms. Dana Fulton is in the backyard, just moving here from South Carolina. You should feel right at home.
It does feel kind of like South Carolina out here. I brought the weather with me, and I apologize for that, guys. I genuinely do. It is just a little sticky outside right now, a little breezy as well. But the good news, we're not dealing with any rain currently. Unfortunately, though, as you just saw in the weather words, rain certainly on the way for us. So we do already have a flash flood watch that's been issued for us for much of southern and southeast Wisconsin. That goes all the way until Wednesday morning. Doesn't go into effect until tonight, though. That's when we start to see our chance for some showers and thunderstorms pop back up for us. So right now, again, a little mellow. We did have some scattered showers earlier this evening. The heavier stuff is currently over towards the edge of Iowa and Minnesota. They're seeing some stronger storms right now. So they do have a severe thunderstorm watch until 10 o'clock tonight. But notice that line shifting east. So all of that is moving in our direction. We do have the chance to see some showers and thunderstorms pop up overnight for us. It is sticky outside, as Mark hinted at. It's a little muggy for us right now. Heat index readings close to 90 in Madison. Actual temperatures mid to upper 80s, so it feels warmer than what it actually is outside. That's kind of going to be the trend for us as we head into tomorrow as well. Warm, humid, and of course a little stormy in the afternoon. Let's a quick look at Tuesday. High temperatures be close to 86 for us by Tuesday afternoon, with that thunderstorm threat popping up later on in the evening. Take a quick look at what's going on in traffic for us. Your first alert traffic right now. Overall, things tend to be flowing fairly smoothly downtown. No major concerns to kind of point out for us at this time. We're going to continue, of course, to keep an eye on things. Downtown looking good. The Beltline's a little slow. Looking over towards 14 there between Cross Plains just through Black Earth. Closed at this time because of flooding on both ways, both east and westbound. And then back to downtown. Johnson Street still closed as well between Baldwin and then, of course, 113. That's First Street. That area closed because of water on the roadway. And then the Beltline, not closed, just moving a little slow. About 24 miles an hour for the eastbound side of that. Again, we're going to keep a close eye on traffic and your forecast. I want to break down the timing for what we're expecting with these storms tonight and for tomorrow afternoon in just a few minutes.
Let's hope for the best.
Yes.
We'll see you in a few minutes, Dana. Thank you.
Thank you, Dana. First at 4, a week after the area's historic rainfall, officials are still paying very close attention to rain in the forecast and monitoring high lake levels.
All the rain we've got over the last week is slowly moving through our lake systems. Amanda Quintana is live at Tenney Park with an update. Amanda?
Yes, well, here the lake levels on Lake Mendota are down another ½ an inch. Now that is compared to the peak, which was about last Tuesday. It's 2½ inches less than that peak. So that is good news. City and county officials have been working very hard to try to get that water moving downstream. Mayor Paul Soglin said today that the county has removed 270 loads of weeds and aquatic plants to help speed it up, to try to speed up that process of water moving down the channel. But they're also worried about how high Lake Monona is getting from the water being released from Lake Mendota. The good news in all of this is the rain that we experienced over the last couple of days was not as bad as we anticipated, so those contingency plans to evacuate people on the isthmus, those probably will not be needed.
If we'd got heavy rains Friday, which we didn't, if we'd had heavy rains last night, which we didn't, it would have taken, on top of that, a 3 to 5 inch rain in the next 24 hours to cause concern between now and Wednesday.
Mayor Soglin says the Yahara watershed, which includes parts of Columbia County, Arlington, DeForest, and Sun Prairie, that's an area that the lake only makes up 8% of. That area needs to stay dry for 5 to 6 days in a row for us to be able to absorb another heavy rain event. He is hoping that those 5 days can start on Wednesday. Now, the issue is that all that heavy rain, it's really hard for the lake to absorb all of that, to get all of that moving. It takes a while, so we're seeing delayed effects. But whatever rains tomorrow, whatever rain we see, that will just add to that water that is slowly moving, and it'll add to the levels here at the lake.
All right, Amanda Quintana reporting live from the shores of Lake Mendota. Thank you.
Thanks, Amanda. While we escaped the brunt of heavy storms last night that moved through the state, Ozaukee and Washington counties to the east were not so lucky. Storms dumped 7 inches of rain and caused flooding that closed the interstate. A parking garage at a Port Washington condo complex flooded, and 20 to 40 cars were inside, including one belonging to a woman who was heading back to college this week and says she had all of her belongings in the family vehicle. The medical examiner has released the name of the man found murdered off Raymond Road this past Saturday. The body of 23-year-old DeAnthony Miggins of Madison was found in the front yard of a home on Cameron Drive early Saturday morning. Police say he was shot multiple times and it was a targeted shooting.
Florida police are trying to determine what caused a championship e-gamer to open fire at a tournament in Jacksonville, Florida yesterday. Gamers Eli Clayton and Taylor Robertson were killed, and a dozen others suffered gunshot wounds before the gunman took his own life. Court records obtained by the Associated Press show that the gunman had been hospitalized for mental illness. Investigators say he specifically targeted other gamers. Jacksonville firefighters happened to be training nearby and jumped into action.
There were people swarming up the road, and one guy was lifting up his shirt saying that he was shot, and you could tell that he was shot in the chest.
It was real people, it was real pain, it was real grief. It is not a video game.
The shooter, identified as David Katz, a 24-year-old from Baltimore, Maryland. This video shows Katz after he won a Madden tournament in Buffalo last year. There are already calls for better security at e-gaming tournaments.
The U.S. and Mexico have announced a deal on trade to overhaul NAFTA, but so far, Canada is the odd country out. Mola Lenghi has more from the White House on what could happen next.
It's a big day for trade, big day for our country.
President Trump announced his administration has reached a trade deal with Mexico.
This is something that's very special for our manufacturers and for our farmers from both countries, for all of the people that work for jobs.
The deal would require more auto parts be made in the U.S. and Mexico than under NAFTA. It also requires that as much as 45% of parts be made by workers earning at least $16 an hour. Mexico's president was on speakerphone for the Oval Office announcement.
I think this is something very positive para Estados Unidos y para México. For the United States and Mexico.
It's unclear how Canada will figure into the agreement. The president said it's not going to be called NAFTA, but instead will be referred to as the United States-Mexico Trade Agreement. President Trump says negotiations with Canada will begin soon, and he threatened to hit Canadian cars with tariffs if a deal is not reached.
We'll give them a chance to probably have a separate deal. We could have a separate deal, or we could put it into this deal.
A spokesperson for Canada's foreign minister released a statement that says, "We will only sign a new NAFTA that is good for Canada and good for the middle class. Canada's signature is required." President Trump says he'll terminate NAFTA once the new agreement is finished and implemented. Mola Lenghi, WISC News 3.
President Trump says his staff worked with Mexico's outgoing president and the president-elect to negotiate the deal.
Well, today is the first day back for the Senate since the news of Senator John McCain's death over the weekend. The flag at the White House was lowered to half staff over the weekend, but was back to full staff by this morning. The American Legion sent a letter to the White House requesting President Trump lower the flag, which indeed happened this afternoon. That after President Trump issued a statement saying, quote, "Despite our differences on policy and politics, I respect John McCain's service to our country," end quote. Lawmakers are remembering McCain for his ability to work across the aisle.
He was the conscience of the Senate. He really was. And so I don't think you can overstate the importance or impact of his impact on the body.
I'm just hoping that both sides of the aisle will take inspiration from John's life and message.
Senator McCain will lie in state at the U.S. Capitol on Friday and be eulogized at a service at the National Cathedral in Washington, D.C. on Saturday. McCain will be laid to rest Sunday at the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland. Well, getting rid of unwanted addictive medications is now easier than ever in Wisconsin.
The Department of Justice partnering with Hometown Pharmacy in offering drug deactivation pouches. Eric Franke is in the newsroom to tell us how it works. Eric?
Well, Susan and Mark, state law enforcement officials say the bulk of prescription drug abusers in Wisconsin first get them illegally from a friend or family member. So getting rid of those unwanted medications safely is a big part of fighting the opioid epidemic. And with these drug deactivation pouches, you can take up to 45 pills per pouch, place them in the bag, then you just add water and simply throw the bag away. Pills should never be flushed or poured down the drain, and these pouches take care of that issue environmentally and also offer another solution for law enforcement.
This option will just further enhance our efforts by giving citizens another option who might not be able to make it to the drug disposal box. The more tools that we have at our disposal to tackle this opioid problem, the better off we will all be in the end.
The medications in here within a few short hours will be completely deactivated. So when you throw it in the trash and it goes to landfill, you don't have to worry about your medications affecting our groundwater or local wildlife.
DOJ partnering with Hometown Pharmacy, which is in 62 locations statewide, including many smaller communities. You can simply ask one of their pharmacists for one of these pouches, or for shorter-term painkiller prescriptions, pharmacists will ensure that the pouch is included with that prescription. It's a big deal to collect these drugs and to do so safely. Just this past April at the Drug Take-Back Day, more than 60,000 pounds of unused medications were collected statewide. DOJ says that is more than Minnesota, Iowa, and Michigan combined. Mark and Susan?
Eric Franke in the newsroom. Thanks, Eric.
You're welcome.
Well, USA Today reports that the Gala apple is likely to pass the Red Delicious to become America's favorite apple. The Red Delicious has held the #1 spot for more than a half a century. The U.S. Apple Association predicts Gala production will exceed Red Delicious outputs this year. Granny Smith apples rank third. Consumers apparently like Gala's taste, texture, and sweetness.
I agree. Very good.
Very good.
I like Honeycrisp.
I'm a Honeycrisp guy.
Still my favorite.
I'm a Honeycrisp guy. There's more to come at 4. We're headed to the movies with our Will Loper.
When we come back, we'll find out what Will thinks of the new not-for-kids Muppet movie, The Happy Time Murders. That's when Live at 4 continues.
Well, UW-Madison is launching the largest research partnership in university history with the Foxconn Technology Group.
The Taiwanese tech company announced today that it is investing $100 million in UW-Madison. That money will help establish a new research facility for the College of Engineering, providing opportunities for research in cancer treatments, robotics, driverless vehicles, and more. Chancellor Rebecca Blank called today's announcement a historic moment and says this $100 million marks one of the largest gifts in the history of the University of Wisconsin.
We're two very different institutions, but we share a deep commitment to pushing the boundaries of knowledge through interdisciplinary work. This is the type of work that accelerates discovery so that life-changing innovations move more quickly from the lab into the workplace, creating jobs and helping drive Wisconsin's economy.
Foxconn broke ground on its manufacturing campus in Mount Pleasant back in June. The new Foxconn Institute for Research in Science and Technology will have its main campus in Racine County and an off-campus presence in Madison.
Well, last week we told you about a very rare Ferrari about to go to auction. Well, the auction happened over the weekend, and this Ferrari GTO is the most valuable car ever sold at a public auction, selling for a record-breaking $48 million. The 1962 Ferrari 250 sold for $48.4 million Saturday at Sotheby's Monterey Collection car sale in California. Only 3 dozen of these cars were made, and they are all still running. $48 million for a used car.
That's a sweet ride.
All right. Stocks closed in positive territory today following that news of a new trade deal between the U.S. and Mexico. The Dow Industrials gained 259 points to close at 26,049. The NASDAQ Composite Index was up 71, and the S&P 500 added 22.
Two of the most decorated offices in this department. What do you see?
Looks like a robbery gone wrong to me.
This wasn't a robbery. This was a hit. Someone out there is killing puppets.
Jerry.
What?
Have a little respect for the dead.
I missed lunch.
That was a clip from the Happy Time Murders. One of the newest movies hit theaters.
So, was this worth seeing, or does this puppet movie need a hand? Here to let us know is our film critic, Will Loper. Puppets and Melissa McCarthy should be great, right?
You think so? You may not be so happy with this movie, though. If you're looking for a run-of-the-mill mystery movie that happens to have puppets as well, I mean, you will enjoy the film. But if you're looking for outrageous, R-rated puppet antics, you won't find them here. This movie's all foam, no bite. Melissa McCarthy stars as a cop who teams up with a private investigator puppet to investigate why former cast members of an 80s TV show are all being murdered. Now, the puppets in this movie swear and engage in a number of R-rated acts, but none of it is nearly as subversive or over-the-top raunchy as the marketing and trailers have led you to believe. Instead, it's a pretty straightforward nod to the film noir genre that isn't particularly clever or funny. This is basically a light Chinatown with puppets. Even Melissa McCarthy seems to have half energy in this film. Her heart just isn't in it. For me, this was a 4-chuckle movie. Nobody else was laughing much in the theater, but passed the time decently enough. So if you're interested in seeing it, maybe wait until you can see it on cable or for a cheap rental.
A 4-chuckle movie. You laughed 4 times.
I got about halfway through it and I realized, how many times have I laughed so far? I think twice, and I laughed 2 more times.
But if you watch the trailer online, it's like, oh my gosh.
I know, they really are projecting this to be sort of a crazy, puppets are being naughty, and then I watched the movie and it's really quite bland and tame.
And Melissa didn't save the day.
She didn't. I think she needed a paycheck for this one.
All right, what's the rating?
2.8 Swedish Chefs out of 5. This movie just makes you want to go watch some actual Muppets instead of this movie.
And they're actually funny.
And those are actually funny and will entertain you much better than that movie.
All right, up next, Papillon.
You are the property of the penal administration of French Guiana.
There's no way off.
There's always a way.
Papillon. So this film is based on an incredible true story of a prison escape that took place in 1941 in South America. A film about this story already exists, starring Steve McQueen and Dustin Hoffman, which begs the question why we needed another Papillon, but here we are. So Charlie Hunnam stars as the man who continually tries escaping and continues to be put in solitary confinement. Rami Malek of Mr. Robot fame co-stars as a fellow inmate, Louis Degas, who forms a friendship with Papillon. Now, the film is a test of endurance at times as we see the brutal conditions of the prison wear these men down over years and years, and it can be quite grueling viewing at times. There's the will of the spirit to live no matter what, but it's not nearly as hopeful as other prison break movies like Shawshank Redemption or entertaining like The Great Escape.
So this is the same movie as the original Papillon?
Yes, yes. It's all based on this true story of this man who was imprisoned, and then he wrote an autobiography, and then the Steve McQueen, Dustin Hoffman film was based on it, and this one is as well. So it's
It just sort of grinds you away.
It does. It's just brutal. Just these men in this prison. It's not very happy or bright, but it is still good.
All right, and the acting's good?
The acting is terrific.
I like Raimi.
Yeah, he is amazing, and Charlie Hunnam as well.
All right, so the rating here.
Gave us one 3.5. Andy Dufresne's out of 5. Shawshank still reigns supreme as far as prison break movies go.
I agree. All right, so that's worth seeing.
Very worth seeing, yes.
All right, and you are off next week.
I am indeed.
Have a great holiday weekend.
Thank you. You guys as well.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
See you in 2 weeks.
And we'll see you right after this. Take a look at this. The Texas State Fair is about a month away, and today they held a big Tex Choice Awards for the chance to win the title of Best Fair Food. It's the Oscars of fried food, if you will. An all-star panel of judges sampled the most delightfully decadent fair food. The winner was the cotton candy taco.
What?
Forget the fried Twinkies and Snickers. The cotton candy taco took home the prize. It's a graham cracker waffle cone coated in a marshmallow glaze, stuffed with chocolate, toasted marshmallows, and organic sugar cotton candy, topped off with chocolate cookie crumbles and 2 chocolate cream-covered biscuit sticks with marshmallows. And that's how you eat it.
It looks great, actually. I think that looks really good.
I just feel sticky looking
I
at
know.
it.
One guy said, I'm covered in
It's
this
just
thing.
everywhere, everywhere.
You know, it's like it'd be in your hair. And
It'd be my hair, it'd be my ears, it'd be, like we talked about the other day,
That's
just a
right.
mess while eating.
It is Monday, August 27th. It's Just Because Day. Just because.
Just because.
It is also Motorist Consideration Day, so do not cruise in the passing lane.
No,
Remember
don't
that.
do it.
Yes.
And it's National Banana Lovers Day, guys. The average person eats about 33 pounds of bananas in a year. That comes out to about 100 bananas per person.
Really?
They are very high in fiber and potassium. Now, the banana tree, here's a fun fact, is actually an herb. The banana fruit, this makes the fruit an actual herb.
Yeah.
So if you need to add herbs to a pasta.
There you go. Just throw in a banana.
I don't know if it works like that.
Do you enjoy bananas?
I do. The banana-flavored runts are my favorite.
Oh, runts.
I don't think those count as actual bananas, but
What's a banana-flavored runt?
The little candies.
Like
I
the
never heard of them.
runts. Oh, right.
All
so
right.
we will solve that
I don't
tomorrow.
get around much,
Okay.
And speaking of tomorrow, we could be in trouble with heavy rain.
We could be. We actually have an alert day for Tuesday, guys, because we have more rounds of rain on the way. We'll be breaking down your forecast right after the break. I kept Well, the rain is just knocking on our door right now. This morning, of course, we had a cloudy sky. We're getting a little bit of sunshine right now for us in southern Wisconsin, but it's only a few pockets of it. And as you look off to the west, you can see those clouds billowing up. A lot of rain moving east towards Wisconsin currently. We're going to keep those showers away for at least a few more hours. We're dry right now. That's stretching Madison all the way to Milwaukee, but we have seen quite a bit of rain just in the last 24 hours. Last night was very active. A few severe thunderstorm warnings, even a tornado warning for us. We picked up just about 1 inch to 2 inches. Some areas picking up closer to about 2.5 inches towards Columbia County. Dropping down into Jefferson County, they did see about 1 inch of rainfall there in the southern portion of Madison or Dane County, picking up about 1/4 of an inch to even 1/2 inch of rain. Some isolated areas getting a little higher. So we saw quite a bit of rain last night, some sprinkles early this morning, but right now things are calm because of the rain we've already seen and what is on the way. We do have a flash flood watch that has already been issued for southeastern Wisconsin, also the central portion of Wisconsin, stretching down towards Dane County. That goes until 7 o'clock Wednesday morning. Doesn't go into effect until tonight, but it runs all the way till Wednesday. Because we have a lot more rain on the way for us on Tuesday. That's thanks to a cold front right now just west of Wisconsin, but is going to continue to shift southeast. And as it does, it's going to drive quite a bit of rain in our way, bringing some stronger storms as well. So we do have a slight risk for severe weather tomorrow, stretching from Missouri up to Michigan as that line continues to drop southeast. Of course, that slices right through parts of southern Wisconsin for us. So let's break down the timing. We do have the slight chance for a few showers and thunderstorms tonight, but overall, most of the rain is going to stay just north of the area. Not ruling out the chance to see some showers and thunderstorms, but that chance is going to stay further north, most of the heavier rain. We stay a little clear for tomorrow morning, a mix of clouds and sun, and then by tomorrow afternoon and evening, that's when the stronger storm line builds, and we are going to see some heavier rainfall at times. Also some stronger wind gusts as this line slides on through, and that rain is going to linger into early Wednesday morning. We slowly start to dry up on Wednesday, staying cloudy for most of the day, but not expecting to pick up any more rainfall after we get past sunrise on Wednesday. Overall rain totals anywhere from 1 inch to 2 inches possible, with isolated areas getting even more. And as we've discussed so many times at this point, I already feel like a broken record. We just don't need any more rain at this time. So we do have an alert day, one for today because of the heat that's going to run into this evening, as we do have that chance for a few isolated strong thunderstorms with some heavy rain along with them. Tuesday, we also have an alert day in effect because we have the chance for some more thunderstorms to roll through late in the evening. They may bring some stronger winds, heavy rainfall, even the potential for some hail with those storms tomorrow. We currently have a few clouds in the skies. I mentioned a few pockets of sunshine, but certainly not a mostly sunny evening for us. We reached a high of about 84 today. It was warm and humid. Our heat advisory stayed further south in Illinois, but doesn't mean it wasn't hot outside or sticky. 84 right now for us in Madison. Now humidity is still at 67%. Quite a breezy outside from the south, so it's warm air moving in about 18 miles per hour for us. Overnight we'll drop to the mid-70s, so slightly cooler than where we're at right now. We do still have that chance for the thunderstorms. Most of that chance will stay north. Tomorrow 86 the high, but the focus still the chance for those strong storms building in later on in the afternoon and into the evening. Temperatures cool down for us on Wednesday with that cloud deck overhead. And then we warm right back up towards the weekend. That storm chance going to linger with us late Friday and into Saturday. And we'll stay in the 80s into the start of next week. Of course, Labor Day weekend there right now does hold a few showers and thunderstorms.
Just in time for school to start back up.
It is. Unfortunately, we would like to bring some cooler and certainly drier weather, but unfortunately we are going to continue to watch some rain, and that's why those alert days, again, continuing through tonight and tomorrow, are in effect.
Keep an eye on things.
Keep a close eye on
Our
it.
crack research department sprung into action. Here we go.
Yes.
These are
runts.
Runts.
I'm sure you at home, everyone has a favorite runt. They are not. Okay, let's be honest, it doesn't taste like a banana. It's artificially flavored. But I enjoy the bananas the most. They look like bananas.
Well, Susan said it's like eating teeth.
Yeah, they're hard. They're hard candies.
They are hard candies. They are hard candies. But
well, I'm going to have to check out the runts.
We're on it. I'm going
Dana
to the
and I will
grocery
bring you
store
some.
tonight.
Okay.
So
all right.
I'm on runt patrol.
We'll have a runt update. Thanks, Dana.
Yes.
Well, glass tables and shower doors are very popular.
But there are a number of reports of them shattering without warning. Kenneth Craig has more.
I rolled back the cameras and the table just like spontaneously exploded on its own.
New mother Erica Glaze says no one was at home when her glass table shattered. The family's security camera captured the moment.
I'm just like, what would have happened if we were home and he was around the table?
This is not an isolated incident. Last year, Larry Grobman told us how he came home to find his outdoor table shattered.
There was glass in 10 feet in all directions.
The Consumer Product Safety Commission has received hundreds of reports of shattering tabletops over the past 10 years. Overall, it's a rare occurrence, but it can happen with other types of tempered glass, including shower doors. This demonstration shows how the glass can break.
When we temper glass, it breaks into little pieces like this.
Glass expert Mark Meshullam says tempered glass was created to reduce the risk of injury. Unlike older glass that hasn't been treated and breaks into large, jagged pieces. But the process of tempering glass to make it safer can sometimes create tiny imperfections.
It's tiny. It's like 1/10 of a millimeter in diameter. You really can't see it with your eye.
That imperfection can lead to undetectable cracks, and one day the glass gives away.
The thing just completely explodes.
Meshullam says one solution is to have a professional put safety film over glass tables and shower doors. Here you can see how the coated glass stays together, keeping it from scattering. Kenneth Craig for WISC News 3.
That's scary.
That's very scary.
Yeah, didn't know that. All right, well, there's more to come at 4. We'll meet our Pet of the Week.
Marissa DeGroot from the Dane County Humane Society is here. Oh, she brought Diana the rabbit. Oh, what a sweet bunny. Look at how calm she is.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah, we'll meet her when Live at 4 continues. There's a live look from Lake Mendota on this steamy Monday afternoon.
Ears are almost underwater.
Yeah, it's true. It's time for Potentially Yours here on Live at 4.
And Marissa DeGrooch from the Dane County Humane Society is here. Welcome to you.
Hi, Marissa.
And who's your friend here?
This is Diana, the big, gorgeous lady here.
She is a big rabbit.
What breed of rabbit is she?
So she is some sort of American rabbit mix, and she is one of my favorite rabbits that I've met. She is very, very sweet. She absolutely loves getting attention. She also has a little side of sassy to her, which I enjoy.
Do you have some lettuce for her? She was having a little snack.
Oh yeah, we can get some more snacks for her. Before we left, she was letting me know she was hungry. She was grabbing her food bowl and kind of slamming it on the ground. So yeah, we'll get some more snacks
They're
going.
pretty easy to take care of, aren't
Now,
they?
what kinds of things do you need to know if you think about adopting a rabbit?
Well, one good thing to know is that they do live quite a long time. I think a lot of people think critters and think maybe a shorter lifespan. She is 3 years old, and rabbits can live anywhere between 8 to 10, sometimes even 12 years. So you're looking at a very friend for many, many years. And so with that comes some very specific responsibilities with rabbits. They definitely want that room to run around and play. When we let her out in the morning at the shelter, she does laps around her little area, and she gets so excited, and she'll put her little paws up to say hi to you in the morning and get pets. But they're very intelligent, very social creatures, so they do have those specific needs that you want to be aware of.
And on the surface, you wouldn't think that.
Yeah, you wouldn't think. You'd think, dogs and cats, that's a lot of responsibility, but so a rabbit's just in that little bit of a different way. But it is totally worth it because they are just wonderful, lovable, and very entertaining creatures, I think.
And the Taste of Madison coming up.
Yes, it is. So if you are a Madison foodie and also love animals, there's some great opportunities. You can volunteer at Taste of Madison. Choose DCHS as your charity of choice. They're going to donate $8 to $10 per hour you volunteer back to the shelter.
Oh, that's wonderful.
That's sort of like you did with the Bratfest.
Yep, kind of like that. So you don't need to be a regular DCHS volunteer to do that and help out animals and have a great time.
So you sign up online.
Yep, you can get more information at giveshelter.org or look up Taste of Madison.
All right.
We don't have a picture of last week's pet, but I understand you have some good news.
Yep, our big old hound Lila did get adopted. We were so excited for her. And if you are looking for to bring a dog into your home, we have a lot of them looking for great homes right now.
She was a big old
Big
hound.
old sweet hound.
It's good to hear
Glad
that.
she got home. Now let's get Diana out home. All right, just calm down here. Keep it down. Go to the website giveshelter.org to volunteer for the taste or get more information on Diana. All the critters available. 838-0413 is the phone number. Marissa, thank you.
Thanks, Marissa. Good to see you.
See you. There's more to come at 4. School is about to begin. Sorry, kids.
And if you're looking for some healthy after-school snacks, we've got you covered. Donna Whitehoffen is here with her grandson, Brandon. And they're making some healthy after-school snacks. And they'll share the recipes when Live at 4 continues.
Well, it is hot and muggy outside, but no rain, thankfully, to worry about right now as you're heading home for your Monday. Just a little bit of construction right now, of course, and the road closures from the rain we've already had. Looking at 14 from Cross Plains through Black Earth, it is closed right now, flooding on both sides of the roadway. And as we take a closer look at the Beltline, moving a little slow right now. No major accidents to report there, crawling along at about 25 miles per hour. The downtown area also moving a little slow. And again, Johnson still closed because of the water on the roads. If you're traveling John Nolan to Verona Road, should take you about 5 minutes. And the University Avenue over towards I-90 should take you about 28 minutes. Let's a quick look at your first alert traffic.
All right, Dana, thank you. He can't walk yet, but that didn't stop little Cullen from graduating. The neonatal intensive care unit and the University of South Alabama held a graduation ceremony for Cullen Potter. He was born at 22 weeks and 2 days, weighing a little less than 14 ounces. His parents were told he had a 2% chance of survival, but here he is, now weighing 5 pounds 11 ounces and is being discharged from the hospital. Cullen's mom, Molly, bought Cullen's tiny cap and gown at a Build-A-Bear store.
Oh, that is so priceless. What a great idea.
It is a great idea.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Well, for most kids, this is the final week of summer.
Yep, school will be here before you know it. 8 days, as a matter of fact. And the time to plan for after-school snacks is now. Nutritionist Donna Weihoffen and her grandson Brandon are back with us with some healthy after-school snack ideas. Hi, guys. Good to see you.
Hi.
Brandon, what grade are you going into this year?
I'm going into 7th.
Are you ready for school?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's good.
All right, so what'd you make us?
What'd you make us today?
Well, his favorite thing we're going to do. What is this, Brandon?
We are going to make chocolate-covered blueberries.
Oh, I could probably handle that.
Okay, so where do you get started?
You melt down some dark chocolate with some Crisco in a pan at low heat so it doesn't stick. And then you get them nice and covered.
All right. And
after
then you're
that,
going to take the teaspoons.
You take 2 spoons.
Got it.
Yep. And you take little bundles of 3 and you put them on some parchment paper. Like
there
that.
you go.
Great.
And these are the final?
Yes, and those are the final ones. You put them in the refrigerator. They just pop in your mouth. They are so good. Brandon, when he tried them, he said,
Dark chocolate and blueberries is a great combination.
Yes. And what else did we dip in there?
We put grapes and strawberries.
So look at the grapes. Here we have a platter, and here are the grapes with the chocolate.
Oh, good
so
idea.
any fruit you can do that in, right?
Yep. Whatever you want.
Okay, next.
Which one should we do next?
Cookie dough.
All right.
The cookie dough. We made cookies, and we tried to make our chocolate chip cookies a little healthier. What else? What did we put in them, Brandon?
We put in cereal, oatmeal, and flax seeds.
So
that's a good idea.
We use a crunchy cereal, such as like a Wheaties. We use oatmeal, flaxseed, and flax seeds, you can buy them as a seed, but you need to grind them because otherwise they would just stick in your cookie and they'd go right through you.
Stick in your cookie.
And so we ground them in a little coffee grinder and we made those crunchy cookies.
Oh, you can eat raw dough?
And why can you eat raw dough? What did we do?
We put in pasteurized eggs.
So you can buy pasteurized eggs.
Never seen
I've never seen that either.
Yes. It's I bought them at Hy-Vee's, and they come and they actually are a little stamp on them, so you don't get them mixed up with the other eggs.
So you can eat raw
cookie dough, and this cookie dough is.
That's good.
We're kind of.
And we have little muffins here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brandon, how'd you make the muffins?
So we put bananas, oatmeal, and
chocolate chips.
Yeah.
Gotta have the chocolate chips.
You gotta have a little something sweet so it satisfies you, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we put it in a pan, and we put it in the oven, and we made muffins out of them.
There you go.
What did you do here?
Is it just a tray with snacks on it?
There's fruit things so that when you go home and you're hungry, you don't want to open up that chip bag because that looks more appetizing.
Well, and that's such a good idea to have it ready to go because when you're hungry, you'll grab for whatever's closest, right?
You got water here?
I'm really proud of Brandon because he has two months now. What have you done?
I have given up soda.
Good for you, buddy. How hard was that for you?
Very. I used to drink soda every day when we go to a restaurant, but after a while you start to feel guilty because you realize that you're hurting yourself by doing that. And so I said, you know what, let's try not. So I've been doing it for 2 months and it was hard, but
You're feeling better.
Yeah.
What a role model. Good for you.
Well, all the recipes online, channel3000.com. Enjoy your new school year.
Yeah, have a good year, Brandon. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Donna, thank you. Good to see you.
You're welcome. Those blueberries are marvelous.
They are. Right back
so
with the
good.
final
They're
check of
so
your
good.
forecast.
Thanks, buddy. Good job.
You are good. And a humid, warm evening.
Humid, warm, sticky evening for us. We do still have an alert day through the rest of this evening because we have the slight chance for some thunderstorms to build in overnight. And then looking ahead to tomorrow, that's when our next opportunity, some really strong thunderstorms to build in for us for Tuesday, especially in the afternoon and later on in the evening. So we'll be keeping a close eye on the timing for that as we head into Tuesday. Now, Wednesday will be a little cooler outside, still pretty cloudy though. And then, of course, we are right around the corner from Labor Day weekend, and right now it is also looking a little dicey with some scattered shower chances.
And the big rain tonight looks more north of here.
Correct. Not ruling out the chance to see a shower in southern Wisconsin, but most of the rain, the severe potential, looks like it's going to stay north of us, which is good.
All right.
Very good.
All right, that's coming up tomorrow here on Live at 4. Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company will be along, taking your plant and garden questions live.
And are you adding an energy bar to your kids' lunch? Consumer Reports looked at energy bars recently and checked them out for taste and nutrition. We'll have the findings tomorrow on Live at 4.